Hey team, this is Allie Virtue, functional medicine nutritionist, and today I want to talk about some really useful hacks that you can do with your phone to help support your health goals. So the first thing is going to be delete apps that do not serve you. So things that do not help you establish or stay consistent at those healthy habits or generally eating well, delete them, get rid of them, get them off your phone. In reality, we can still get a hold of them. We can still download the app, but barriers are so important for establishing those good habits. If a habit is harder to do, you will do it less often, guaranteed. So make it harder, delete it off your phone. These are going to be things like UberEats, DoorDash, maybe social media, if that's a problem for you, if you have trouble regulating that. That could be a good one to eliminate, at least temporarily. And another one is the opposite of that. So move those helpful apps to the front page of your phone. So these could be things like a budgeting app, your banking information if you have financial goals. This could be your food tracking app like Chronometer, MyFitnessPal, something like that. This could be Apple Health. So if you're tracking your steps, if you are tracking your menstrual cycle, anything like that. Those useful ones that keep you accountable to your goals, put those on the first page. Make sure you can see them really easily and access them really easily. And on the flip side, if you're not ready to delete apps, make those unhelpful apps almost disappear. So put them in one of those little categories so you can't see the full icon. You have to go search for them, put them on the second page, third page, fourth page, kind of hide them out of sight, out of mind, right? So use that to your advantage. Another one is going to be unsubscribe from emails that don't support your goals. For me, this is Yelp. Yelp sends me food advertisements every day or used to, at 5 or 7 p.m. And it's just not useful for me. Or they'll send late night emails of like, hey, are you hungry? Do you need a treat? And they'll list all these restaurants to order from. Not helpful, really, just really not helpful. So unsubscribe from those. I think this is good to do on like a weekly basis, just to go through and delete those things that you don't need to see. You don't need to give it mental real estate if you don't want to. Another one is obviously subscribe to things that are helpful, that do motivate you, that do inspire you to keep going on these goals. Or maybe this could be a routine or a reminder in your calendar to text a friend that's really inspiring to help fuel that fire and stay motivated as well. This next one was funny. So a client of mine said that she had a friend change her passwords for her to certain apps. And I think this can be super helpful. And I've definitely done this for college when I was supposed to be studying for exams. And I had my sister change all my passwords for me so I couldn't access social media. Very helpful. Another fun one to do that clients have done in the past when I asked them to share their login information for the food tracking apps, right? Chronometer, MyFitnessPal, whatever. And so they've made some pretty funny generic passwords, things like, are you sure you want to eat this? Or Allie is watching 22 exclamation point or whatever. So I think those are funny because every time you log into the app, it creates that awareness, hopefully in a positive way or a funny way or something like that. But if it's a, app that we're trying to quit, maybe make a password like, are you sure you want to log into this? Or whichever. So I think those are funny ways to kind of incorporate those little habit changes as well. Another one is set a social media timer. So on your phone, you can set how many minutes a day you want to allow for a certain app's usage or a category of apps usage. And so you can do this for social media. You can set, I'll allow myself to have 15 minutes, 60 minutes, 2 hours on social media. And I'll admit, I've done this in the past. It's really eye-opening how fast you can kind of go through that allowance for the day. And for me, my job requires a little bit of social media, so that's kind of difficult. But I do challenge you to at least do this, because if you blow through that time allowance so quickly, that can help you initiate some changes, whether that is still using the timer or not. But it's really, really helpful. And even as I was thinking through this list of things I put on, I'm like, well, I can't use that one. If I set myself a 2-hour time limit per day, I would probably be more efficient with even the work I have to do on social media, because I know I only have 2 hours to post XYZ or use those apps. So I am taking stuff away from my own bullet points here for sure. But this last one is really important and a really, really big game changer. I can't emphasize it enough. And this one is to set a bedtime timer. So this is to remind you that you need to go to bed in 30 minutes, in 60 minutes, in 45 minutes, something like that. It's going to be individual to the person. My husband can fall asleep like that. Me, if I want to be asleep by 9 p.m. or slightly before, I probably need to set a timer at like 8 o'clock. I need half an hour to, get all my bedtime routine stuff done, start winding down, closing things up, etc., setting things out for the next day. And then ideally, I like to be in bed 30 minutes before I need to be asleep. That way I have time to read my book, time to relax, all of those things, and then I'm actually more likely to be asleep by the time I need to be asleep, instead of like, it's 9 o'clock, be asleep now so I can get my 8-9 hours or whatever I need, right? So that one is really helpful. Play around with it. Give it some time, take some practice. It is difficult. It can feel really hard at some points. Try working with like 15-minute intervals to like bring that bedtime up. But that one is a really useful one. So hopefully these tips were really helpful. If you have any other tips that I could add to this list, please comment below. Feel free to share this video. Hopefully it is useful to other people, because our phones play an unfortunate or fortunate big part in our life. So I think, why not optimize that usage to help you support those health goals that you are going after? So if you have any other questions or want me to talk about any other health related nutrition topics, please feel free to reach out at Allie@parksidenutrition.com. Awesome. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.